have learned from that half race yesterday?
Well, do you know what? They learned that you can't do the soft rear slick. That's a fact. That's why.
Hello, people, to the main Portuguese Grand Prix GP. And Bastian and Paul again, but Vinales, can you make it a Portimao double? Or can Marquez and Martin challenge?
So I expect full attack.
The total Grand Prix attendance, oh, that's brilliant. 175,000, 41% increase on 2023. That's brilliant.
Great to see so many fans here, and it's been like that all weekend. Couldn't get out the track. Took an hour
Can
and a half
Marquez
to get back
make
to
it a first Brazilian win? Or can Vinales get his first Sunday win for nearly 3 years?
A really special weekend.
I mean, obviously he won yesterday, but I was a Saturday sprint win.
This place, Neil, is you're on such a knife edge as a rider. But you will feel that you're
those at a lead of a warm-up lap, but I'm guessing it's going to be Aprilia's.
High-tech wizardry, but the riders will feel.
There's Oliveira, the home hero.
Yeah. You still believe that? Oh, 100%. That's why all the riders love coming here. They know if they figure out the technical parts of, look, where we're going now, all of it, like, look at that, how the track drops away.
25 degrees air temperature in Portimao, and 30 degrees track temperature, and it's cloudy.
Your skill, your body weight, to move around and get the most out of it.
Very still now. We talked about the breeze when we were out at turn 5, but it looks like it's just dropped off. Temperature-wise, we're about 10 degrees down on where we were yesterday because those clouds just have not broken here today.
Perfect temperature, if I'm honest.
It's ideal, isn't it?
Great temperature to go racing. There'll be no cold tyre crashes, and there'll be no, it's not too hot. So on a physical track like this, the riders will be pleased about that.
25 laps out. Get it right today, Ed. He got it wrong. He activated it yesterday, then deactivated it.
Yeah.
And it messed up his race.
I actually know that Basti messed up his ride-high device.
Got the whole shot, remember? But
now,
from the
I don't think he's going to mess up here.
Past him on that first lap. What would it be today?
Yeah, there he goes. 25 laps.
Of the Algarve International Circuit.
Of the Algarve International Circuit.
Will be waving the checkered flag.
Jose Mourinho, legend in football management, waving the checkered flag. I think he's a 3-time Premier League winner with Chelsea. I'm pretty sure he is. And he's won the Champions League with Porto as well. Here we go. And into Milan. Here we go.
Portugal. Another good launch from the KTM on the second row of the grid, but Bastianini much better today.
Much better than Bastianini, but Martin's going to take the lead.
Brilliant, wasn't he? I think Miller just wheelied a bit too much.
Martin's got the whole shot.
In second place is that Bastianini. It is, and here comes Bagnaia on the inside. Leg off the bike from Bagnaia.
Wow. Leg off the bike from Bagnaia.
Hang on to third. No, Vinales got the line.
Yeah, Bagnaia super aggressive again. Marquez super aggressive and a great start and a good start for Binder.
Yeah, Binder started down in 10th place.
No, down in the turn 4, I believe.
He did yesterday. As you see, Marquez now on the inside of Jack Miller.
Oh, Marquez on the inside.
Oh, that was tight as well with Pecco Bagnaia.
Oh,
touched him. That was Bagnaia on the inside of
Bagnaia and Marquez touch.
Yeah, Marquez will go straight back at it. There you go.
There we go.
Brilliant,
Marquez. Get in.
Oh,
Bagnaia's got him back.
To the edge of the track.
Meanwhile, Jorge Martinez at the front.
Yellow set to 2 already. Martin leads. Vinales second, Bastianini third.
At the back of the field, as Bagnaia goes tight to defend from Mark.
Oh, it's Morbidelli.
Morbidelli that's crashed out on the opening lap as they dip down through turn 12 up to
his
13.
First proper race crash since 2022.
Second place. What a comeback!
His first DNF since then.
I mean, it's a dream start for Jorge Martin. Clear track, and this is what you hope. You hope there's a scrap behind you. And whilst they're fighting each other, you're losing tenths every corner.
There was worry at the start of the year from Bagnaia and Martin. And Marc Marquez was going to ruffle them up. It's already started. He's finished ahead of them both in the sprint race yesterday, and he's made it all the way through and up into 5th place at the start of this one. As they come across the line for the first time, Martin leads, and he's been talking about this race and the tyre.
Yeah, Martin's already got a second
on Friday, and he is streaking away at the front with Vinales in second, Bastianini third, Bagnaia fourth. In 5th place is Marc Marquez, 6th for Jack Miller. Pedro Acosta just got through on Brad Binder.
Acosta from Binder. Acosta's ripping it off between the factory KTMs and the Sala Gas one.
What a talented rider he is.
Well, 31 now because his teammate runs 37.
Always looks like 37
because he's had it designed because that was his old number in Moto2, but he's not allowed it because his teammate runs 37. So he's on the 31 on the gas bike. It's Martin.
Yeah, Augusto Vinales.
Is it just on exit?
Yeah, it goes to Vinales to 37. Someone went wide, and there's another yellow. Morbidelli rejoined.
Really wide down at turn 5.
Oh, it's Alex Marquez.
It is, and it's down as a crash. So Alex Marquez has gone down from 12th place in this race. A beautiful part of the circuit, named in honour of the late great Craig Jones down there, and they power through there back up to the other side.
Nice, lost the front.
Alex Marquez just losing the front mid-corner.
That is the corner. It's so easy to do.
That's a bad feeling about is losing the front mid-corner.
If ever there was a corner just beautifully named.
Martin's got a good lead.
It's one of the best corners in the world. It's a brave corner, and anyone who watched Craig Jones race a motorcycle, he was one brave, talented kid, and he's very, very sadly missed.
Martin just so slightly from Maverick Vinales, but we know Vinales will be strong late on. The problem is when Martin gets out,
Vinales will wobble in the last corner.
Like a scolded cat, it is hard to keep up with him.
He's a perfect motorcycle
Martin
racer.
leads.
If you think about when he started in Moto3, he always rode on his own. He could do fast laps. He's very, very precise. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's got it all, really.
1:39.0 for Martin. In my opinion, he's the fastest rider in qualifying on the grid.
Feels like it. We are.
Or Costa having a go at Miller.
That was Miller cutting back in front, and Binder uses the fact that Acosta was out of shape into 3 to claim that spot back from the rookie. But again, the rookie impressing on his second run.
It's close.
He did so well to get that stop.
Yeah.
I definitely thought he was going to run into the back of Brad Binder then. How close is that? Oh, you can't.
Yeah, how close can you get with Acosta?
The other 2 KTM riders in front, the factory KTM riders.
The young rookie is on it.
To be beat by the young rookie on essentially the same motorcycle as them.
So KTM's in 6th, 7th, and the Gas KTM of Pedro Acosta in 8th place. That's Quattro and Rins on the Yamahas.
9th and 10th for Yamaha.
Has just chipped away a little.
That's not where you want. That's not where you expect them to be 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they were doing well with Quattro and Vinales.
Just taking a couple of tenths out of Jorge Martin's lead. It's settling in to a bit of a rhythm here.
I do wonder with Vinales, he has been ill all weekend, really ill. He's terrible actually, and it's a long physical race around this track. 25 laps around here, wrestling these beasts of a motorcycle around. I just don't know if he'll be able to keep that intensity up the whole race.
Yeah, has something that's gone on all weekend. Be wearing a face mask all the way through. So respectfully of his team, not like to catch anyone else with the bug that he's had. So Martin leads.
I'll do it samples Maverick. I called something.
Your screens from the helicopter. Then it's Bastianini. Good start.
So Martin's getting closer by Maverick now. Maverick's actually closing in.
Run right at the start, just because he.
There's all 3 KTM battle here.
He just second-guessed himself, didn't he? He pressed the front ride eye device, but he wasn't 100% sure, so he pressed it again, and that released it. At that point, by then, you have to get the bike into gear. It's all happening a bit too quick, so there's one thing, he won't make that mistake again.
Get rid of him.
Binder. It's sideways.
Into turn 5. But brings it back round. Again, you see, that's a Binder style, isn't it? To fire it to an apex, but it did offer some kind
closer between the top 5.
Encouragement to Acosta behind. Acosta is the real deal. We saw that last time. Not pumping.
Yellow sector 2.
Another yellow.
Who's down?
Out there in the second sector. Another turn 5.
Oh, it's Ralph Fernandez.
Fernandez, perhaps. Who's chopping down the order? Not another one at turn 5. Yeah,
Ralph Fernandez. Turn 5.
Not the start to the season at all.
No, turn 8.
He would have wanted turn 8 actually. He's gone down.
Yeah. I wonder if it was one of those where he's gone out onto the curb, crashed early. I think I can see a black line in the background. It's quite common. You come out of turn 7, use all the road, but you don't want to touch the curb there. There's a slight drop off the edge, and it's where you brake with a little bit of lean angle. It's not a nice combination.
How are you reading this one at the moment? In these early stages, Neil, just about to complete the 4th lap. What's your take on where we're at?
No one's panicking. I
don't think. Looks like that. There's Binder on Jack Miller, the KTM, in the team battle, with a rookie behind them.
They'll be happy to click off a few
like he gets a bit feisty, I could. And Binder's got through.
Not that they're not wanting to race.
And Acosta's got through.
Miller put the leg out, didn't he? He tried to stop Binder coming through, but Binder was coming through, come what may. And that meant Miller had to relinquish.
Or Acosta.
It also meant that Pedro Acosta could come
through. That was close.
But to try and get Brad himself.
Yeah, I think those leading, let's say, 5 riders, they are comfortable at this point, not panicking.
Probably it for Binder and co, isn't it? Is they don't want to lose tack.
Binder again wide there, but that is his riding style. With you can see the rubber off the rear tyre. on corner entry. He uses a lot of rear brake. He likes the engine braking to help him steer the motorcycle. I think the most comfortable is probably, believe it or not, Pecco at the moment in 4th place.
I think Martin personally, not Pecco, because Martin's in the lead.
Jorge Martin, yes, Martin's at the front. He's got no one in front of him, so his front tyre pressure and temperature should be where it needs to be, you would think.
Yeah, we're not overly concerned about it here in the race because the track temperature's out there. But look, if you're riding at the back of the train like Marc Marquez is here, then you won't just need to think about it. Make sure that every now and then you do get a little bit of cooler air onto your front tyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man's looking impatient, let's say.
Yeah, Costa is actually.
In so many ways
to follow him. To follow Brad. Brad's got really good pace all weekend. And at this point, if you do follow him and you can try and save your tyres a little bit, you might have a bit more rubber at the end.
But it's Pedro Acosta.
Yeah, and guess what? He's 19 years old. Through his blood now, it's pure adrenaline, and he's going to have a go.
Here comes Acosta. They can't get Binder on the brakes.
Binder is so strong with the vector. If you outbrake Brad Binder, more than likely you're outbraking yourself. And here Bastianini is the fastest rider on circuit.
Bastianini's quickest.
Martin and Vinales in front of him. It's all bunching up nicely, but Brad Binder hangs on to 6th ahead of Pedro Acosta.
Yeah, Vinales as well, closing in. That gap looks
Top Gun's closing in.
You know what Maverick said yesterday when we spoke to him afterwards was about how whatever happened with Bagnaia, I was chipping away, you know. It might have been a 10th here and a 10th there, but I was getting closer. I was just riding my race, and in the end, that's what won through. We are not discounting Vinales in this one.
Yeah, you can't discount Top Gun after his brilliant sprint.
No, he surprised a lot of people, didn't he, really?
Yeah, well, it's just the wherewithal to...
Now, back to the KTM battle. I think Acosta might have Binder at some point. But like part of the commentator, so if you outbrake Binder, you're outbraking yourself. Most likely.
Qualified well, and we'd be sat in the hire car on the way to the track on a Sunday morning saying, I tell you what, I've got a Vinales feeling, and then it'd be another disappointing 7th place. But let's hope that was the Vinales of old. Tell you what, as well, if he wins today, Maverick Vinales, he's going to hopefully have a bug every weekend because it's incredible how he's been riding.
But I don't think he'll want that.
Looks brilliant, doesn't he, on board that gas bike?
So it's a bug on Mavericks, having not like FIFA or something.
You want him to follow in some ways to learn. You want him to get through because unleash Pedro Acosta on this.
Mavericks less than 2 attempts behind Martin. He's in striking distance, I think.
Personal best laps from 5.
And here goes Acosta.
Here it comes. Oh, it's going to be late.
Tight.
Go wide, surely there. No,
he's got stopped Acosta. How has he got that stopped? The 19-year-old is like Marquez. He's like a Marquez-esque, he is.
Well, he passed Marc Marquez last time when we were in Qatar. He said
could do it again here.
Moments of his life so far. He is a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, don't forget that about Pedro Acosta.
He used other more colourful ways of describing everything that happened in the race in Qatar.
After the point of passing Mark.
Yeah, he's a quote machine. He's an absolute quote machine. But going through on Brad Binder is a statement of intent from Acosta.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling he's going to get the opportunity to pass Marc Marquez again because Mark on that lap was half a second faster than some of the guys in front. Just looked, I saw him in the back of shot, the bike to be moving quite a lot. Just maybe doesn't look as comfortable as he should do at this point in the race. There's still 19 laps to go.
He had a crashing warm-up at
Marcus did.
And he said that's his first.
I wasn't watching warm-up, so I wasn't aware until I saw it on Instagram.
What he meant was the others, there was something, you know, yesterday he was trying to ride like a Honda. He engaged the ride-out device wrong in the final corner. He said this one was one of those that might have just cost his confidence a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny, the 3 before that, he was well aware that he was over the limit and he was trying to learn that sensation from the Ducati, what that feels like.
The way he described it, I was there with the Spanish media talking yesterday, he said, when I say confidence, what I mean is I'm getting more confidence. I can take more risks.
Hang on.
That's what he's doing. Is he gets that confidence. It's back to the
why is there dirt lines on the circuit?
And that's where he finds the limit. It looks like Pedro Acosta will have a go at him.
Or Acosta. Acosta sideways and getting through.
Comes through. Marquez, though, doesn't want to give up the spot, but Acosta tops it out. This is superb from Pedro Acosta. The rookie is
rookie's 5th. We're fastest lap.
He is the fastest rider on the circuit. Will he burn his tyres? We don't care. It's just brilliant to watch.
Imagine being that talented. Absolutely incredible. He passed Binder, who's on the same motorcycle as him, and just stretched the...
Oh.
Look at that! Sideways into the corner. Look at the smiles down there. They know they have got.
Acosta is so good. I actually didn't know he was this good. I didn't watch Moto2 last year, so I didn't know.
Long term, by now, they will have this evening. Let's say it's incredible to watch him. So talented.
He might get a factory KTM place next year. I hope he does. Because he looks like a beast.
Look at that!
Oh my goodness
It's
me!
dirt track style. He's happy with the bike moving around. His main thing. Let's have a look at this pass first. Perfect, actually. Got the slipstream, got the track position, and what he does perfect here. He doesn't outbrake him, as in he doesn't go past. He levels him, blocks him, doesn't go too wide. Look at this. He holds the position here. That's the key to the pass.
Since day one.
Yeah, good move from Acosta.
You said about Pedro Acosta that he rides like he'd been riding for 20 years. He's not even 20 years old, but he's got this otherworldly just knowledge of a vision of where everybody is, or how he needs to ride. Racecraft is just innate.
Yeah, innate. And have you seen who he's catching now? He's closing in on Pecco Bagnaia, your world champion.
Yeah, he is.
Just the half a second the lap faster than him.
Imagine Acosta overtaking the world champion.
Who knows? He may well drop back as the race goes on, but we do not care a jot because it is fun to watch, and he is.
I really see Acosta someday win the race before he turns 20. I really want him to win the race. If he does it before he turns 20, he's broken the record for youngest Motogp winner from the primary class. That's held by Marquez. Vinales being warning that Pedro Acosta is behind him.
With not a lot of feel for the front, he said this MotoGP package, the feeling he gets from the front is incredible. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing him charge these corners, but he can feel the limit. He doesn't mind what the rear is doing. He can slide the bike in. The rear is easy to control on a motorcycle. It's the front that is the dark art of racing.
And in the Michelin,
is Bagnaia going to be wide there?
To have knowledge,
less than 3 tenths for gap.
Working is the key to these tyres. It's always been the one. So the Bridgestone tyres, yeah, the front was one of those. It was solid, but if you could master the Michelin front, that's where your Valentino Rossi's and riders like that made the difference.
How many times has Silva Gintoli explained to us? Obviously, he's done a lot of tests.
Acosta's really closing on Bagnaia here.
A lot of test riding for Suzuki, and he talks about the front tyre, how hard they are to activate to get them in a working window. But Pedro Acosta's that talented. It's not even a question of him understanding how to get it in the window. He just
he's the boy you're getting me up.
Here we go. There he comes. Pecco Bagnaia is under pressure from Pedro Acosta.
You heard that right.
But he sees the rookie alongside him. He's going to think, hang about what's going on here. We know Bagnaia is probably dosing out his pace. He's probably just managing things ever so slightly. His pace, Bastianini's pace, Vinales' pace, and Martin at the front have all dropped 2 or 3 tenths at the moment as they just.
Yeah, Martin's going to be leading the championship. They're going to America this way.
Pedro Acosta just wants to get through.
Yeah, that's allowed the group behind, hasn't it? Those 3 just to close in on the leading 3.
One way to go in this race. Martin still leads from Vinales and Bastianini. Vinales is another one, great with late race pace. He was on the podium here last year, was closing down Bagnaia at one point and just didn't have enough tyre left or enough laps left.
Martin's still got the lead at a minute. Vinales trying to get him though.
Pedro Acosta,
but he can't at the moment.
The stick in the spokes at the moment for the other MotoGP riders. He is the unknown quantity.
Yeah, Acosta. This looks unreal. Bagnaia knows the rookie is coming.
Bagnaia will go past his. Look at his pit board and it'll say +0 Acosta. And I know what he'll think. He'll be thinking, I can't believe this rookie's on my back wheel pressuring me. Incredible.
Yeah, I think Bagnaia's going to be thinking that too.
Managing it, but he wouldn't want there to be a 1.2 second gap to Bastianini in front of him whatsoever. Marquez has just closed right up on the rear as well of Pedro Acosta, although through the final corner, we're on board with Acosta here now. Marquez, that is his weak section.
Yeah, it is.
Bagnaia, not necessarily comfortable here. We thought after the mistake down there in turn 1, what we've seen over the last couple of years is Ducati work it out. All that computational power, knowledge, and brain work things out for him. But just at this moment in time, doesn't quite look right.
Yeah, they all got the same tyres on, but hard front and medium rear.
Marquez.
That's
now with Bagnaia.
15 laps to go.
New school as it gets, isn't it? Hanging off the bike, leading in, getting his body weight as far forward. Pedro Acosta, I'm talking about. I mean, Bagnaia in front is absolutely immaculate, isn't it? He doesn't waste his movements, climbs across that Ducati. Super stylish is Pecco.
Not as aggressive on this run round there from Pedro Acosta.
Martin.
He came up to the top of 10-11. This is at turn 13 for the leaders. Martin.
Yeah, Bastianini doing better than his teammate. I mean, that's only the second time we've seen that in an actual race, because the other time that happened was Malaysia last year when Bastianini took his only win of the season.
And an 8-time champion in Marc Marquez, all battling for fourth.
Yeah. Between them, they've won some races, haven't they? That is a fact. Just looking further down the top Japanese manufacturer.
Well, Costa's got him.
No guessing.
May have him.
Fabio Quartararo. He's in 9th place.
Miguel Oliveira also coming through. Here we go. Then.
Here we go.
Costa, time has come, and he goes through.
No way!
And he's hung on to it.
Wow, how did he get back alive?
He had 2 goals of spinning out and high-siding him off throttle, and he hung in there somehow.
Pedro Acosta, stand up and be counted. What he's showing, just why he is talked about as the next big thing in MotoGP. Fired it through on, we talk about Binder's leg breaking, but Pecco Bagnaia is the king. And look at this.
And watch
this
as he tips into the corner. Once you see the rear step out of line, you're in trouble. And there it goes, again. I mean, we caught it a little bit late. Of course, that opened the door for Bagnaia, and Bagnaia did the right thing, but these boys are loving it, aren't they?
Acosta doesn't care, no eyes and graces, no respect whatsoever.
Acosta clearly does not care.
He's just going to try and get it done and then manage it. And he's the sort of rider that even if the tyres are off, he's just shown you that he will be able to manage it.
Well, he said last year, didn't he, during his Moto2 World Championship winning season, he said, see, the problem with MotoGP, basically, they all get on. They're all like friends. And he said, I like the old rivalries. I like the Rossi Gimenows or
Rossi Gimenow, that was classic. I never got to see that in person. I wasn't even alive for that.
And that's how he rides a motorcycle. He doesn't care. He doesn't think about people's reputations.
Big hero of his was Kevin Schwantz as well. Kevin Schwantz and his rivalry, of course, with Wayne Rainey.
Costa Miami,
just to surprise you, Michael Dunlop.
Oh, it doesn't surprise
me. No, it doesn't surprise me. It would surprise you. For a 19-year-old Spanish kid to be a massive fan of the TT, I think it's amazing. And it shows his knowledge of the sport. And the fact that, obviously, anyone who knows Michael Dunlop and has watched him race the TT, if you can't respect Michael Dunlop, who can you respect? What a rider.
Just on the last couple of
I don't watch the TT, I know. But I've heard a few riders
keep an eye on the South African
from that.
As he gets tighter.
Cosworth's still 9th, top Yamaha. El Diablo doing all he could, to be honest. Digi ahead of Augusto Vinales and Zarco's better than taken by Dramia.
Like Vinales, gets stronger as the race goes on.
Yeah, we're at the point now. Normally, this is Enea Bastianini's strong point when he gets to the midpoint of the race. He's a really light rider, so he doesn't overstress the tyres. He's really smooth on the throttle, incredible. Doesn't have it spinning a lot. Look, he's the opposite of Pedro Acosta, really, if you watch him ride. And he uses his body a lot. Like I say, he's a small character. He picks the bike up a lot, so he saves the edge of the tyre. That's one of his major strengths. If you think when he was riding for Grassini, all those races he won, it was late race pace he had.
We've seen him scrap it out. Remember some of the battles between himself and Bagnaia, which put the hearts in the mouth of Ducati on a number of occasions. But we heard from Davide Tardozzi before the race, just want a little bit more aggression from Enea Bastianini. Well, it's now, isn't it?
1.6 the gap between Bagnaia and his teammate. Martin's got a 7/10 advantage. Now 5/10. And Bagnaia's gone quickest of anyone.
And fastest lap of the race from Pecco Bagnaia in fourth. So he's reacted to the fact that Acosta has come past, and now he's thinking we're past the halfway point. Whatever mapping setting he's putting in, he's looked at in his brain, and here we go.
Yeah, this is absolutely everything he's got. You can say fastest lap of the race, trying to be perfect now, and sometimes, believe it or not, just by pulling it back a little bit, not rushing every corner. That's how you find a really good lap time around a technical track like this. It's so easy to get sucked into braking later, missing the apex just by by a couple of inches, but that affects your exit all the way down the next straight.
4/10. Vinales lost to Martin on that last lap, and the gap is growing even further on this one. It's up to Bastianini to get through on the Aprilia soon.
I smiled, didn't I? I was telling you about Davide Tardozzi saying that he feels like Anea Bastianini needs to be a bit more aggressive. I said, I love the advice you get from the factory. I wrote for that team. I know what they're like. They are the king of, if you don't make some passes, they're telling you to be more aggressive. If you crash out during the race early on, they're saying, why are you being too aggressive early on? Let the race come to you. Hey, listen, in hindsight, we'd all do it a little bit different. So they have got form of giving that sort of advice.
Here's Fabio Quartararo starting to go under pressure from Miguel Oliveira, who's having a good race here.
Oliveira's doing what he is.
Turgid sprint race, I would suggest. Oliveira in front of his home fans, a previous winner at home in the Portuguese Grand Prix. But he's there, he's ahead of Marco Bezzecchi, and although
Martin still out in front.
Team boss Ucho said that Bezzecchi had turned the corner, still 11th. He's not where we would expect Bez to be.
Not at all. I mean, he finished third in the world last year. He won races. He looked incredible. He looked like he had it all under control. And
yeah,
I felt like this was just the beginning of his Motogp career. I didn't expect him to take a huge step back.
He was on the podium here last year behind Vinales and this man in front, Pecco Bagnaia. We are on board once more with Pedro Acosta. Let's enjoy the ride over the top down to turn 5.
Bagnaia a bit wide there.
Right, went into the apex, but they picked the bike up to drive out.
You know as well, Bagnaia will be able to hear him. You can always hear it when a motorcycle is so close to you. Yes, you've got earplugs in. Yes, you can hear your bike. Yes, there's a lot of wind noise, but you can hear the growl of someone when they're that close to you. It's not a nice feeling. But it depends who it is. And I definitely know if it was Pedro on my pit board saying +0, that wouldn't be a nice feeling. You know he's going to give it a go.
Yeah.
On board with the leader. We haven't had much chance to talk about him, but personal best lap on the last 2 laps in a row now. He's in a groove here.
I think that breathe easy strip on his visor's helping him breathe and keep calm and cool. What do you think, Gav?
No, but he is riding an absolutely perfect race, isn't he? Gets
Martinez.
And he's escaping at the front here, and he is dosing it out perfectly. When he said at the start of the weekend, I know I'm on here, I know the medium tyre is the one for me, it's like everything we said in Qatar, where he won the sprint and faded a little bit in the main race. He's learning again, and he's putting it into action this weekend in Portugal.
You are so right. He just set the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, Martin. That's why he's the fastest ride on the grid.
I mean, you've got Martin just set the fastest lap at 38.8, and then behind him Vinales at 38.8, slightly slower. Then a 38.9, then a 38.9. I mean, look how close the times are.
New best race lap, that is, from Jorge Martin. Just a couple of hundreds quicker than Aleix Espargaro's best lap from last year. Aleix is down in 12th in this race.
Yeah, Costa went wide.
There was Costa.
It's a big bump there. I stayed on it.
Yeah, but he's starting to have a few problems again now, a bit like Qatar here.
He's got sucked in. And it's horrible when that happens, because you know instantly you're working so hard, but you lose so much time. Tyres don't look too bad. Look at that front. You can see right on the edge of the tank, you can see where the rubber's balled up. That's normal. That's what you'd expect. It doesn't look in bad nick. I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah. A lot worse in Moto2.
Moto2 front tyres looked... well, there weren't much left, were they?
Bitbar on the right. Stefan Pira on the left. Pitt, the KTM Motorsport Director. Stefan Pira is the big boss. Pira Mobility Group that owns KTM, Gas.
Martin quick step from 3 at a minute.
I do believe so. Expect to see one of the
39 milliseconds quicker than Top Gun and 99 quicker than 91 quicker than Bastianini. And Van Meer's been overtaken. He's up to Prince now at 15.
On a modern day MotoGP bike. What do you think?
Silver body with the red.
Yeah,
look great, wouldn't it?
Look great.
Now Vinales goes quickest of anyone.
He responds.
I'm starting to get to the point now where you have to make your statement in this race. But our team's gap was over a second ever so briefly. It's back down to 0.6 of a second here. So Massimo Rivola and the Aprilia crew
1/10 quicker
I'm sure.
than Top Gun. Then 19 last time,
What
not.
we learned from yesterday,
Not Top Gun, Top Gun's
Vinales in that last sector, that last split, especially around the last corner, has a huge advantage.
And that's the new Aprilia, isn't it? They have stolen a march in terms of that ground effect fairing. See how it's bulbous and it goes out from the front wheel. The bike itself is actually quite narrow. But they built this fairing. Ducati are trying to emulate it, but the Aprilia fairing, you just have a look. Not quite going to be able to see it here, but it hugs the ground and it sticks a bit like a Formula One car, a bit like the base of a Formula One car. And when you're in the corners like this, especially in that last corner, it's sticking to the ground, and Aprilia just seem to have that edge on the others with that.
Yeah, it's supposed to help to turn in on the faster corners, and everything we saw last year. At the first race in Qatar with its teammate Alicia Spargaro and Maverick this weekend, they've definitely got an advantage in that area. You can also see Costa's belly pad that's been scraping on the ground.
Really
which it could be in the Craig Jones corner.
He's made it quite tiny.
Right on that sharp edge of the belly pan, it's sort of scuffed and scraped.
Still, Martin leads. He's responded. And again, I tell you what, he is riding a race here for those fans who are around in the Jorge Lorenzo era. He is riding a race similar to Lorenzo. Got to the front, found his pace and managed it. And now he's turning the wick up. But you know what? It's by a couple of hundreds here and there.
Yeah, Martin might be like Lorenzo.
38-8 again.
When he was in Motogp.
Fourth in a row. I'd love to see his run in this race.
Do you know what, when you're in the zone like Jorge Martin is now, it's quite easy to do that. And what I mean by that is he has his markers. He knows exactly what he's doing. And because he's out front, he's controlling it. And he just, in the braking zones, you brake a fraction later. When I'm saying a fraction, I'm talking a foot later. That's all. You trail brake a little bit longer and slow the bike down, and you'll see Jorge Martin use his body a lot. Doesn't use all the road there, stands the bike up.
Martin's on the grid and uses his body the most. How much of Marquez he's done his sixth. He's second behind the Costa now.
If you get it a little bit wrong, the bike it floats, it sort of glides. There's no weight on the tyres, so you sort of sit there for a split second as a passenger on the bike as it sort of slides.
But yeah, America's next, so Marquez could just
it's a bit of getting used to.
Try and go for victory.
So still Martin leading the gap, 0.7.
Only 2 seconds behind.
Good again. We haven't spoken too much about
Alex Marquez
as Alex Marquez comes down pit lane after his spill earlier in the race.
Marquez just decided to save it.
See it through there.
Alex got
so strong.
Acosta again.
The
back of Bagnaia.
Bagnaia still got this pesky.
The rookie against the champion.
Buzzing around. Is he going to have another go at him down into turn one? Can't this time, sure.